I'm just going to say this. Any media person that I see in person for the rest of my life who try to tell me LeBron James is good as Michael Jordan, I'm just going to slap the hell out of him right on the spot. Right on the damn spot. No question asked.
How many more years you think LeBron's going to play? And can he continue to play? I mean, he averaged 25, 8, and 7 in year 21. How many more years can he play, and how many more years can he play at the level at which he's currently playing?
I hope he retires soon.
Charles Barkley just sent a strong message aimed directly at LeBron James, and it didn't come out of nowhere. It came right after a game that completely changed the feel of this series. The Los Angeles Lakers were expected to walk into Game 5 at home and take full control, but instead they walked off the court looking frustrated, disconnected, and honestly a step slower than the Houston Rockets. That's when Barkley stepped in, and this wasn't one of those light TV debates or harmless hot takes. The way he talked about the Lakers afterward felt direct, personal, and a little uncomfortable for Lakers fans to hear. Because in his eyes, this wasn't just about losing one playoff game, it was about what the loss exposed. The lack of rhythm, the late game execution, the energy difference, and especially what it may be saying about LeBron at this point in the series. Barkley didn't try to sugarcoat any of it. His message was basically a warning that momentum may be shifting toward Houston in a serious way. And honestly, watching that game, you could understand why people started feeling nervous about the Lakers. Even during the moments when LA made a push and cut the deficit late, it still felt like the Rockets were controlling the pace, controlling the physicality, and forcing the Lakers to react instead of dictate the game themselves. That's the part that stood out the most. It never truly felt like the Lakers were in command on their own floor. The Rockets looked more aggressive, more organized, and more confident for most of the night, and that completely changed the conversation around the series afterward.
Listen, LeBron, number one, I think he's earned the right for a farewell tour, but it's clear this is his last year with the Lakers. They're going to move on, and I think that's the right thing to do. At some point, you got to turn the team over to Luka and Austin.
This is where things start getting dangerous for the Los Angeles Lakers. Because when you lose like that at home in a playoff atmosphere, it's never just one loss. Games like that shift momentum, confidence, and the entire feel of a series. And that's exactly what Charles Barkley picked up on right away. He didn't try to soften the criticism or protect the Lakers from the conversation. He went straight to the main issue. In his view, the Houston Rockets have actually outplayed the Lakers for multiple games in this series already. Even in some of the games LA managed to win early, it didn't look like dominance, it looked like survival. And there's a massive difference between those two things in the playoffs. Dominant teams control games, impose their style, and make opponents adjust. But according to Barkley's point, the Lakers have spent too much of this series reacting to Houston instead of controlling the action themselves. That's why this latest loss felt bigger than just the scoreboard. It made people start wondering whether the Rockets are actually becoming the stronger, more confident team as the series goes deeper.
The Lakers are not full strength. LeBron is wearing down. Let me tell you that. LeBron's wearing down. You know, I saw all these idiots and fools on television. LeBron's playing great for a 41-year-old in Game 1 and Game 2. And he played great in Game 1 too. But when you get older, the longer a series goes, his efficiency is coming down.
Here's the part that really made Charles Barkley's comments hit differently. He wasn't just breaking down the game. He was indirectly putting the spotlight right on LeBron James. When Barkley talked about LeBron starting to wear down as the series goes deeper, that wasn't some random observation thrown into a TV segment. That was the core message behind everything he said. Early in the series, LeBron looked sharp, controlled, and completely in command of the tempo. He was creating opportunities, making smart reads, and keeping the offense organized. But as the games have piled up, the efficiency hasn't looked quite the same, and that's where Barkley feels the series is starting to shift. Because playoff basketball has a way of exposing everything over time: your conditioning, your consistency, your decision-making, and even the smallest weaknesses. And Barkley's larger point was that when LeBron's efficiency dips, it impacts the entire structure of the Lakers' offense. When he's not collapsing defenses and creating easy looks, players like Austin Reeves don't get those same clean opportunities. The spacing tightens, the ball movement slows down, and suddenly the offense starts looking stuck instead of fluid. That's exactly what happened late in the game, where the Lakers drifted into isolation-heavy possessions and what analysts like Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal often call hero ball. Instead of running organized offense, it became one-on-one basketball, forced shots, and hoping a superstar moment would save the night. And Barkley made it clear he hates seeing the Lakers fall into that style, especially in the playoffs, because over a 7-game series, hero ball usually gets exposed eventually. According to him, it's a sign of a team losing discipline and structure at the worst possible time. But the criticism went beyond strategy. What really stood out was Barkley questioning the Lakers' mentality. He pointed out the lack of urgency and intensity early in the game, especially in a matchup that could have put real pressure on the Houston Rockets. Instead of coming out aggressive, the Lakers looked passive, and in playoff basketball, that sends a message to the opponent immediately. And now, according to Barkley, the Rockets believe they can actually win this series. That confidence changes everything for a younger team. Once a team starts believing it can beat a veteran group, momentum becomes very real, and suddenly the pressure shifts completely to the experienced side. That's why Barkley's final comments felt more like a challenge than analysis. He basically suggested the series is heading towards 7 games and even hinted that the Lakers may not survive Game 6. Whether people agree with him or not, the pressure is now fully on LeBron and the Lakers to respond, because if Houston takes another step forward, this series could completely flip in a way very few people expected at the start.
When it gets to a point, they're like, we have LeBron and we have older players and we have Luka who plays super minutes. We're not going for this game. We're allowing this game to get out of hand. And so where OKC, they be bringing in younger guys.
And when you really think about it, this is where the series becomes dangerous for the Los Angeles Lakers. Because now the Houston Rockets know exactly where to apply pressure. If LeBron James is starting to show signs of fatigue as the series gets deeper, Houston is absolutely going to attack that. They're going to make him work on every possession, force him to defend constantly, push the tempo, and drain as much energy as possible from him on both ends of the floor. Then you add in Austin Reeves still trying to fully regain rhythm and consistency, and suddenly Houston has another matchup they can target. In the playoffs, teams don't ignore weaknesses, they hunt them. That's what Barkley was really hinting at. Playoff basketball is ruthless, especially when a young, confident team senses vulnerability. Now, to be fair, the Lakers still have a path forward. Reeves could absolutely bounce back with one of those big momentum-shifting performances where everything clicks again offensively and some of the pressure comes off LeBron. That's the scenario Lakers fans are hoping for right now. But as Barkley basically implied, hope alone doesn't solve playoff problems. And this is where the conversation starts becoming bigger than just one series. It starts drifting into legacy territory. Because if the Lakers lose this series after appearing to have control early, people know the discussion around LeBron changes instantly. Fair or unfair, that's how sports work at this level. Every major playoff collapse becomes part of the historical conversation forever, especially when you're a player constantly involved in GOAT debates. That's why the pressure now feels enormous. A collapse like this wouldn't just impact LeBron's reputation, it would affect the perception of the entire organization, the roster construction, the coaching decisions, and the long-term future of this group. Playoff failures like this don't disappear quietly. They get replayed constantly in debates, comparisons, and media discussions for years. And that's why Game 6 suddenly feels massive, not just strategically but mentally. Because if the Lakers lose again and the series reaches a Game 7, doubt becomes real. And once doubt creeps into a team during the playoffs, everything changes. Players hesitate, confidence drops, decision-making slows down, and the pressure becomes almost impossible to ignore.
Look at their numbers are coming down too.
Right. They didn't have the 24 turnovers they had in game 4, but they turned it over 15 times for 18 Houston points. And this one here is J.J. Redick.
Perfect.